Before you start watching this video, please put on a black suit. Please put on some form of black or something because today we were mourning the death of Team Secret. Team Secret was one of the best teams in the world last year, and they were infected with a parasite, the stage 4 cancer equivalent of something in Rainbow Six Siege. That parasite was Citizen R6. I made a video on Citizen R6 and how he would be the downfall of this team, and so would Nath. People said, oh, Citizen's a good player. Citizen's a high fragger. He gets kills. He's sparky. He's this or that. So in case you don't know, Team Secret is in the lower bracket finals to make the major in EUL. They have one team to get through, and they have to get through a team you may have heard of called Falcons. Falcons are on the international watch list for being a terrorist-level team, as they lost to Virtus Pro yesterday. One of the most overrated teams in Siege history. According to Alamau, I don't know anything about Siege and L ball knowledge because it says Virtus Pro, who made 0 majors last year, the year before made Sage 0 times, and hasn't done anything really since SI23. I said they weren't good. Alamau said it's L ball knowledge. Ended up eviscerating Falcons. So this story only has one ending, and it's going to be either Falcons or Team Secret, and the other is getting sent to the incinerator of LFT land. Falcons and Team Secret faced off today, and it went about as you expected. Team Secret won 1 round in 2 games. That's right, in 2 maps, Team Secret won 1 round. There's not much to say. I watched a little bit of the game. You know, as much as I could handle and suffer before I quite literally wanted to rip my eyes out. And this Team Secret team is one of the worst teams I've ever had the displeasure of watching. I can't yell, I can't scream, but internally, I'm losing my mind. Because this team is pathetic. This team just got second at the 6th Invitational, one of the most prestigious and historic events in Siege history. They won Gamers 8. They did well at another major. I think they got top 6 and lost to M80. They had an unreal year. And this team just got 1 round in 2 maps against LickyFack. LickyFack, who is the caveman equivalent of a player in Rainbow Six Siege. LickyFack wakes up, says, "Me play Siege." Runs around the map with Solus, as he's been doing for 5 years, and went like 20-6 today in 2 maps, doing stuff like that. "Me play Siege. Dead, dead, dead." It's unreal how bad this Secret team is. And as I said when they picked up Citizen, this would be one of the most disastrous level roster moves we could have. This team was pathetic today. I even had to comment on it. So I said new video out. So let's go to this. So Falcons ended up winning this map 7-1. Fortress was the next map. Falcons had attack. Attack on Fortress first. And this is how the first half finished. 6-0. 6-0. You can't draw it up any worse than that. Now, this was a round I want to showcase. Secret almost clawed it back. Nath and Noah. Noah's a fantastic player. As bad as this team is, they have a bright spot in Noah. 2v1. And LickyFack. "Me sniper! Me hold sniper!" Just cavemanning it out. No thoughts in that mind. Just shoot gun, play Siege. Not a single thought outside of that. Maybe he thinks of, like, food and gym. But otherwise, there's no thoughts in this guy's head. It's play Siege, kill people. Citizen is a disaster of a player. Citizen was once the most feared fragger in the world. It was a debate between him and Shaiko. Shaiko, God forbid, could lose both his arms tomorrow, and I still think Shaiko would be a better player than Citizen. Absolute disaster. This game ended 7-0. What could you possibly be saying? You know it's over. Citizen 1-6. This is your fragger, by the way. This is your fragger. This is the guy you picked up to replace the MVP of Siege last year, June. Arguably one of the top 3 players in Siege last year. I wouldn't pick up Citizen if the task was to wake up in the morning and roll out of bed. I don't even think Citizen is capable of that anymore. This was a really lackluster, awful performance from Citizen. The CGG came out. Citizen went 4-14. Nath 7-14. And Team Secret, just like that, here are their stats for the stage. I can't scream, I can't yell. I can only cry. I can only scream, I can cry. This was an awful team. I think Citizen unironically bought the Riaz aim method. What a disaster of a player. Citizen this stage, -16. Savage, -30. But Blitz and Smoke in your IGL, and I've heard great things about Savage. Citizen, -16. Was Citizen one of the worst rated players in the league? I have to look this up. Citizen was one of the worst rated players in the league. Without a doubt, the worst rated player that made it this close to the major, besides Dove and Savage. I mean, really, look at these three. The three Stooges, Nafe, Mowgli, and Citizen. This was an awful team. After Falcons won, I got a comment on my tweet. New video out. Now Falcons are terrorist. I got a comment from a guy named LickyFack6. He reminded me it's LickyFack. He said, "Yo, Drip, it's LickyFack. Need a video of apologies." I responded, "Thank you for letting me know it's you, LickyFack. I really had no other way to tell it was you behind this Twitter account called LickyFackR6S. That's verified, has a profile picture of him in the Falcons badge. I'm very glad he told me it was him. I really had no idea. Anyways, working on the apology. This is the apology. Right after I finish up the citizen deportation papers. So yes, Falcons yesterday really had me worried. I really thought Falcons yesterday were going to miss the major. I did, absolutely. I thought Secret would put up a fight. I thought Secret would be able to compete. It'd be a best of 3 barn burner. I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless at how bad of a game that was. I really think me, Ice Cold, Skittles, Ice Cold, and Ice Cold, 3 Ice Colds, me, and Skittles could have gotten more than 1 round. I really do believe that. That was pathetic. Citizen was such... I had to tweet about it. Citizen and Nafe joining top teams. This is the worst parasite we've ever seen. Heartbreaking end to our run. That wasn't a run, fellas. That was a walk. That was a crawl. That was a crawl. There was no run. You walked. This was a walk. I responded with the picture of Citizen. I don't even know why they're saying thank you. They should be saying a much worse thing than that. But anyways, I responded to LickyFack right after I finished up the citizen deportation paper. So that is true. I did make a call to the big net and Donald Trump, and I said, there's a young man somewhere in Europe named Citizen Ben Macmillan, something like that. Please do something. This guy's an absolute terrorist. 4-14 in the game for a major. Mind you, he just joined what was the equivalent of like the U.S. Army level siege team, like a team that was a global threat, an unstoppable force, and he turned him in North Korea. I mean, really, I really think this was like Citizen joined a team with 5 shooters, and somehow everybody on that team now uses a knife and a stick to fight. Unbelievable game. G2 looks great. Virtus Pro looks solid. Falcons look good. Falcons look like a threat. How big of a threat, I'm not sure. G2 looks incredible. Shaiko is unstoppable. Stompin' is king. Doki is legendary. Alamau. Benja is unreal. G2 looks real. G2 looks scary. I think G2 is the best team in this region. I don't think there's a team in North America besides Dark Zero that can compete with G2 right now. I still don't agree with Falcons roster move, LickyFack. I'm sorry. I apologize. I definitely was underestimating you guys. I still do not have faith that you guys are as good as you were before Shaiko or after or with Shaiko. I still think G2 is the dominant team in this region, but I'm impressed with that performance today. You did shut me up. I really thought it'd be close. Secret, what your name should be No Secret, we suck, not Team Secret. What's the secret? That you're a terrible waste of bandwidth? It's Saturday night. Shabbos just ended. I'm filming this Friday afternoon. It's 3 p.m. Secret just lost. It's fresh. While you're seeing this, it's been a day since their loss. Things may have changed, but my thoughts on this Secret team do not change. This was a pathetic performance. Blaz is getting bent over right now in EML. Blaz and Shifters are getting destroyed. This is live for the game for the major. I'm going to assume Twisted Minds wins this. This team is terrible too. Like, just these Europeans unironically got colonized by a Middle Eastern team. Colonized. Literally taken over. Could be a metaphor for their continent. Colonized. 5 Europeans, born and bred, absolutely colonized by Twisted Minds. Everybody have a good day. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, with a video. And yeah,